Hi, I'm Becky Streepy from Glue and Glitter, and today we're making fluffy, flavorful vegan scones. Y'all, these scones are an absolute dream. They're packed with warming pumpkin spice, and then you cover it with sweet maple glaze, and they are just a party in your mouth. Start with the wet ingredients. Mix together soy or oat milk with vanilla extract and apple cider vinegar, then set that aside. Now combine flour, sugar, baking powder, pumpkin pie spice, baking soda, and salt. Mix well and then cut in your vegetable shortening with a fork. Don't worry if you've never cut anything into a dough before, it's nothing serious. Just use your fork to slice the shortening into pieces and then kind of mash it in so you're cutting it up in the bowl. Once this is combined, you'll have kind of a sandy mixture. Then it's time to mix in the wet ingredients really well until you have a cohesive ball of sticky dough. The dough will be a little bit sticky, but it shouldn't stick all over your hands. If it ends up too sticky, just add more flour, a tablespoon at a time, and knead it in between additions until it reaches that slightly tacky but not too sticky texture. Transfer the dough to a lined baking sheet and flatten it out into a disc that's a couple of inches narrower than the narrow side of the baking sheet. Then use a pizza cutter to slice the dough into 8 triangles. Spread these apart on the baking sheet and bake. Meanwhile, melt together the vegan butter and maple syrup to make the maple glaze. Whisk in powdered sugar and then set that aside. When the scones come out of the oven, let them cool and then drizzle on that sweet maple glaze. Give the glaze a few minutes to harden and then you are ready to eat. I hope that this video answered all of your questions about how to make these vegan scones. If you have any questions I didn't address, feel free to drop a comment. I'm always happy to help. And don't forget to rate and subscribe. Happy cooking!